Nearest and Dearest was a quintessential British sitcom that graced TV screens from 1968 to 73. Hylda Baker brought to life the character of Nellie Pledge, the elder of the two siblings. Nellie was a force to be reckoned with, a domineering, ambitious woman with a sharp tongue and a knack for malapropisms. Her character was the perfect foil to Eli Pledge, portrayed by Jimmy Jewell. Eli was the more laid-back of the two, often appearing lazy and uninterested in the family business. The heart of the show was the dynamic between Baker and Jewell. Their on-screen chemistry and comedic timing were unmatched. Yet, unbeknownst to many viewers, their off-screen relationship was far from the harmonious partnership they portrayed on screen. Behind the scenes, a strained relationship. While the on-screen chemistry between Baker and Jewell was undeniable, their off-screen relationship was a stark contrast to the harmonious sibling relationship they portrayed in Nearest and Dearest. The atmosphere was often charged with tension as the two stars navigated a relationship that was as complex as it was strained. From the beginning, their relationship was marked by discord. Baker, known for her strong-willed and assertive nature, was a force to be reckoned with. She was not one to shy away from expressing her opinions, often clashing with Jewell, who had a more relaxed and easygoing demeanor. Their differing personalities, which brought a sense of genuineness to their on-screen acting, caused ongoing tension behind the scenes. The tension between Baker and Jewell was not just limited to minor disagreements. Their clashes often escalated, with heated arguments and confrontations becoming a regular occurrence on set. Baker, with her sharp tongue and fiery temper, was often at the center of these confrontations, while Jewell found himself on the receiving end of her outbursts. On several occasions, their disagreements even escalated to physical altercations, a testament to the intensity of their off-screen feud. Although Baker and Jewell had some animosity, they were both consummate professionals. When the cameras started rolling, they set aside their personal differences and stepped into their characters, delivering performances that were both compelling and convincing. Their ability to separate their personal issues from their professional responsibilities was a testament to their dedication to their craft and commitment to the show. The off-screen feud between Baker and Jewell was not a well-kept secret. Cast members, crew, and even some industry insiders were well aware of the tension between the two stars. The set of Nearest and Dearest was often abuzz with whispers and speculation about their latest disagreement or confrontation. Yet, despite the off-screen drama, the show continued to be a hit, with viewers remaining largely oblivious to the tumultuous relationship between their beloved stars. Impact of the show. The strained relationship between Hylda Baker and Jimmy Jewell had a significant impact on the dynamics and production of Nearest and Dearest. During filming, they seemed to set aside their personal differences, but unfortunately, their off-camera conflict did have an impact on the show. The tension between the two stars created a challenging working environment for the rest of the cast and crew. The atmosphere on set was often charged, with everyone tiptoeing around Baker and Jewell to avoid sparking an argument or confrontation. The tension was palpable and added an extra layer of stress to the already demanding process of producing a television show. But despite these challenges, the show's production team managed to navigate the difficult situation with remarkable resilience. They worked around the stars' disagreements and confrontations, ensuring that the production of the show remained on track. This often involved careful scheduling and diplomatic handling of the two stars to prevent their personal feud from disrupting the filming process. Interestingly, the off-screen tension between Baker and Jewell did not seem to affect the show's popularity at all. In fact, some might argue that it added an element of authenticity to their on-screen bickering. The viewers, largely oblivious of the off-screen drama, continued to tune in, captivated by the humorous antics of the Pledge siblings. Before and after, the lives of Hylda Baker and Jimmy Jewell. Before stepping into their roles in Nearest and Dearest, both stars had already made their marks in the entertainment industry. Baker, born in Farnworth, Lancashire, was a seasoned comedian, actress, and music hall performer. At age 10, she had her first performance at the Opera House in Tunbridge Wells. By the time she was 14, she was writing, producing, and performing her own shows. Her stage act featured a character from the north of England who loved to gossip, along with her quiet and moody companion named Big Cynthia. The year 1955 brought her national recognition when she appeared on the BBC show The Good Old Days. This led to her own TV series, Be Soon, in 1957, and a supporting role in the sitcom Our House in 1960. Jimmy Jewel, on the other hand, was an established comedian and actor before his role on Nearest and Dearest. Born James Arthur Thomas Jewel Marsh, he made his stage debut at age 4 in Robinson Crusoe in Barnsley. From the age of 10, he worked alongside his father and eventually became the stage manager for their family show. Jewel formed a 32-year partnership with his cousin Ben Warris, with whom he had a successful BBC radio series, Up the Pole. They also had the lead roles in the short-lived 1962 comedy series, It's a Living. Following their work on Nearest and Dearest, both Baker and Jewel went on to have successful careers in entertainment, though separately. Jewel played the lead in the comedy series Spring and Autumn from 1972 to 76 as Tommy Butler, a retired railway worker. Jewel continued to work in film and television well into his 80s, with roles in the 1990 film The Krays and American Friends. His final on-screen appearance was in a 1993 episode of Lovejoy. Baker, after Nearest and Dearest, played a virtually identical role in the LWT comedy series Not on Your Nellie from 1974 to 75. But the series was short-lived due to Baker's difficulty in remembering her lines and her refusal to attend rehearsals. In 1978, she collaborated with Arthur Mullard to produce a comedic rendition of You're the One That I Want from the movie Grease. Their interpretation achieved the 22nd position on the UK's BBC Singles Chart. In 1978, her final television appearance was in an episode of the BBC arts documentary series Omnibus, which focused on comedians. The episode was broadcast on December 28th of that year. Although they had a heated feud both on and off screen while filming Nearest and Dearest, the two performers were never able to reconcile their differences. Their professional paths diverged after the show, and they continued working in the entertainment industry separately. The tension between them remained a defining feature of their shared legacy of Nearest and Dearest. Hylda's public call for replacement. Hylda Baker's public call for a replacement for her co-star Jimmy Jewel was a significant event. It happened when Grenada announced plans for a 6th series of the show. Both Baker and Jewel still had their long-standing feud going, which made working on the show increasingly difficult. In response to the announcement of a new series, Baker publicly urged the producers to replace Jewel with comic actor Ken Platt. Now it's time to hear from you. Would you have supported Hylda Baker's call for a replacement for Jimmy Jewel if you were a viewer during that time? Let us know in the comments section below.